we know you don't love teaching, right? But there are still some of us who actually have true passion for this work. Yes, not simply because it is actually very rewarding, but because we find purpose in it, right? So the best thing you can do for us is to share. When you see our videos like this, you comment, you like, and then you give constructive criticism. So you criticize us constructively so that we can do more better. All right. So in this tutorial class, I'm going to be introducing you all to what I call integration. Yes, this is University Mathematics series, and this is Federal University of Technology, FUT past question. So as an alumni of this school and a campus tutor, this is Math 102, a second semester courses in FUT and across all universities in Nigeria that deals with limit, differentiation, and integration, what we used to call differential and integral calculus. So after second semester test, so we are preparing for the exam, and this is the next topic we are going to focus on for the exam. This is exam approach class, so follow me. So this thing is not hard at all. I want to introduce you to integration. So integration is of two types. So you can either have it like this or you have it like this. So if you have it like this, you will call this one indefinite integral. Why is it indefinite? Because you will notice that apart from the question you are asked to do, there is nothing here, both up and down in this symbol. This symbol is a symbol for integration. So if you don't see the symbol, you don't have to integrate the expression. But for the other end, you will notice that there is a particular figure like that is actually placed at the top here, and there's one that is placed below here. All right, so this is definite. It means when you are done with whatever you are doing, you must insert a definite value into your expression. So if you want to do this, the principle you are going to use for both is still what we call the first principle of integration. And that principle states that when you have something like s cubed, you are going to plus 1 to the power. Then you copy whatsoever you have at the top now. You know, this is now 3 plus 1. So bring it down here. So you are going to do the same for this one as well. S 3 plus 1 all over 3 plus 1. So when you finished, this one is now going to be x. 3 plus 1 will be 4 all over 4. But if you are doing indefinite integral, you must plus a constant to your answer. So that's the answer. All right. So the constant in your answer shows that you are dealing with indefinite integral. Why a constant? Because indefinite integral, this particular question is coming from differentiation. And you know, in differentiation, this particular guys might have a number, O number. But you know that we used to call O number what? Constant in this course. So and either it is 1 million or 100 or 5, all numbers are 0. So we don't know the number that this guy might be coming from when it is being differentiated. So we don't know either it is 5 or 100 or anything. So that means if there is any constant that you might be coming with that I don't know, let this constant take care of that. So you must always put a constant because this is indefinite. You are not definite. You are not very sure of the nature of this guy. So that's why when you are done, you must put a constant. However, if you are dealing with definite integral, you don't have to put plus c. Now, when you finish up, let's finish this. So this one will give us x to the power of 3 plus 1 is 4 as well, all over 4. But instead of putting plus c, no need of putting plus c. What you are going to do in that instance is that this expression that you have now, this expression that you see me put in a red circle, that's our final answer. So you don't have to put plus c. You're now going to look at this point that was given. It's like upper and lower phase point. You remember your temperature scale in physics. You know, for Celsius scale, we have 100 and 0. All right, so this is like the upper and lower phase point of this integral. So you are going to insert these 2 in the place of x in this expression. So if you put 2 in the place of x in this expression, that will be 2 raised to the power of 4 divided by 4, right? You now subtract it. So it's like you are subtracting the upper, after you insert the upper number, you are subtracting it from when you insert the lower number. The lower number here is say minus 1. So anywhere you see x, you put that minus 1 too. Let it carry 4, then divided by 4, all right? So when you finish this expression will give you 2 raised to the power of 4 will give you 16. 16 over 4 minus into minus 1 raised to the power of 4. This is an even number of power. Whenever you have even number of power, the answer is going to be positive. So minus 1 raised to the power of 4 will give you positive 1. Then all over 4. All right. So if you find the LCM of this, the LCM will surely be 4. So 4 in 4 is 1. 1 times 16 is 16. Minus 4 in 4 is still 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So you end up having 15 all over 4. So because you will arrive at a definite answer, when you are dealing with definite integral, you don't have to put plus c. So the answer of this one is 15 over 4 after we have insert our upper and lower value. But for this one, the answer will be x raised to the power 4 over 4 plus constant. Whenever you are dealing with indefinite integral, you must put plus c. But if it is definite, just arrive at a particular answer. You're going to get a whole number. All right. God bless you. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, share, and like. Don't forget what I told you at the beginning of this video. Thank you very much, and God bless you.